Hello everyone, welcome. This is DPC here. I want to show you something I've been working on. So let's go straight to it. You can see my the Radicals UI for my Radical instance. One of the projects I've been working on, you can see the dots here, recently is a coding harness, a coding agent called Tau. There seem to be more coding agents named Tau, but I only figured it out after I got the domain for 10 years paid up front. So I guess I'm not changing the name, and we'll have to live with that little collision. So you can call it DPC Tau coding agent to qualify. How did we came to here? Well, I've been for the last year a Cloud Code user. And recently I started playing with Pi. Pi is like a very popular coding agent that is focused on kind of a minimalism and extensibility. I must say that Pi is great. I like Pi. I want to say thank you to Pi authors for inspiring me. But there are things that I just want to do differently. One problem that I had with Pi is JavaScript. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like JavaScript. I don't like JavaScript ecosystem. I think JavaScript is kind of a cancer. So I want to touch it. The Tau extensions are written in TypeScript, and if you want to install kind of external extensions, you install them with like npm install, or like the Tau will do it under the hood for you. It's not bad. I don't want to. I probably already did sound like very negative and a hater, and yeah, it's fair. But that's just how I feel about stuff, and I don't have a good way to sync npx extensions between my machines, and to me, kind of adding npm is just a problem. And when I think about coding harness, I kind of think about it as a very bare-bone CLI program, and I'm a very CLI-centric Linux user for decades, and I have opinions. And when I look how generally all coding agents work, like if I wanted the margins on the sides of my terminal or something, I would have configured them in my terminal emulator. I don't understand this like wasted space, really. Like everywhere, I mean, the effects here are great. I just checked it a moment ago. I'm really impressed. Yeah, I feel like, I guess this is like, this web page is really nice. But as a Unix hacker kind of a person, I am not too fond about like the details of how stuff works in Pi. So I decided like, why not? You're gonna learn if you do it yourself, and I decided that Tau is gonna be a first project that I'm gonna kind of lean into more vibe coding oriented way to develop software. So I think I typically put like a AI usage disclosure for people that hate AI assisted or vibe code software. I usually put it that I write my code, and then I with help with AI, and then I review it more or less carefully. But here I already added the note that this one is more vibe coded than I would normally do, and it's on purpose. Part of it is like just to see how far you can get kind of vibe coding, though it's not really vibe coded, especially the architecture and a lot of elements of like the higher level design or even like medium level design is carefully kind of crafted, and I know exactly how I want things to work. But yeah, Anyway, so I want to keep the minimalism, but Tau is not going to bring JavaScript runtime as its runtime, and it's going to use POSIX as its runtime. Every component in Tau is a Unix process, and they communicate over standard input and output, kind of how God intended when it created Unix. And that allows me to do things that are probably impossible in most coding agents. So, for example, I can run the harness on one machine, and the shell that actually executes operations on another over SSH. I can log every particular extension using bubble wrap, or run it in a container, or change root, or something like that. And I can use landlock, I can use Docker. I can implement extensions in any programming language. So if you know me, you know everything's going to be in Rust. But if you want to write your extension in TypeScript, it would still be possible, because you're free. As long as you can handle standard input and output, you're good. I have some little recordings here with us Cinema, I think that's what it's called. I keep hacking on it, polishing, adding stuff. So I decided that I might as well talk about it and show a little. What is it going on? Let's do it does that make sense? No, maybe let's do full screen. I hope it's big enough. All right, I'm typically working on my desktop machine, so we just SSH to it. All right, and we're here. I was just implementing something in Tau. Normally you would run Tau kind of like this, though I might run just cargo run to run the development version. So here's Tau. If you can see, there is no margins anywhere, because why waste space? Right? And you can immediately see the extensions, everything in the harness is a process that is kind of a daemon coordinating everything, and it also maintains the event log. And then everything else is communicating with the harness, sending messages to it. It subscribed to the event log, so every event is dispatched. Well, not dispatched, it's every component follows the event log, and whenever it sees something it actually is interested in, it can act on it and emit new events, and this is how all the components coordinate. So the UI is a little bit special component, because it's not started under the harness. It actually connects to the harness and typically starts the harness as a daemon and connects to it. It's possible to kind of run the harness as a background daemon and disconnect from it and then connect back to it and get to the same state. Typically on a one-shot kind of usage, the harness is started in a mode that makes it shut down wherever the UI disconnects, because this is kind of typically how it works. Maybe I made a website, because you gotta have a website, agent.dev. And not as nice as Pi, I must say. But here, this is the graph I wanted to show. So harness, the CLI is connected over Unix socket to the harness and kind of works similar as other components, listen to events and sends events to the harness. And then all the standard components and extensions are children over standard IO with a harness. So yeah, you can see that I have even a test dummy extension to do stuff. Anyway, so let's do something simple. What is this project about? All right, and we're connected to, what is it, SlopeX? Yeah, GPT 5.5. You see, the whole UI is themable. Like there is the underlying implementation uses kind of abstract classes, a little bit like CSS class names to mark parts of the text with some semantic meaning, and then when the UI renders it, it uses a theme, to add formatting. But yeah, as you can see, in Tau, the text is displayed how I would expect it in a terminal to be actually handled. No borders around. This makes it so like if I use Tmax and I would need to select something, there is no extra white space, etc. If I wanted borders kind of on the sides, I would have configured them in my terminal. Yeah, one thing that like all the where do we start? Like okay, let's start maybe Claude, right, for comparison. Not only it's like starting forever. How long a CLI application should take to start, right? Let's try Pi. Yeah. Also, why do I wait a second to see stuff? My computer is pretty fast. It should be instant, and it is instant. There's no kind of excuse really for a CLI program to start so slow. Now let's look maybe, what is it? How can I do it? Maybe like this. But am I even going to match it? Okay, let's do this way. Tau, how much? Oh wait, I'm not that good at it anyway. Is that a release version? Yeah, so how much our... Oh, that might be a little bit lying, because I don't know if it's displaying the whole tree of processes here. And is this even the right Tau? Because I'm running here Tau, so this is not the right Tau. How do I filter it? That's lame, because I actually don't know how to find my Tau. Anyway, what I wanted, well, maybe like this. Can we find it here? Oh dear. Oh. Alright, I want to do like, maybe let's remove fish. That should cut some. Let's remove debug, because I think I have some stuff. Okay, and where we have Tau, and these are agents. Okay, yeah, so there's multiple processes. Now I don't know which column is which. Anyway, Tau, when started, is taking like 4 megabytes, a little bit less, I think, of memory, because I mean, what is there to use the memory here on? Yeah, if you look at Claude, what are we looking at? 300 megabytes on an application doing nothing. Can I find Pi here? Is this Pi? No, I don't think that's Pi. Or is it? Actually, Pi, 152. Well, not great, not terrible. I mean, yeah, could be worse, but still, like, the coding hardness the agent takes gigabytes on your VRAM or whatever, but the harness, it's just nothing. And the it's not like I'm cheating too much here. I support the almost same the UI features as all the other CLI coding harnesses. So yeah, let's do it. What is this project about? That's my usual question. I don't know. Yeah, you see, like you get streaming. This thing can update. I don't really care for rendering Markdown here in real time and adding formatting to it. I think it's kind of pointless. Though I might add it eventually. Yeah, but the feature, auto completion, everything is like it. The harness is in its complexity somewhat similar to an interactive shell. So yeah, it shouldn't take more than a couple megabytes of memory. Anyway, so maybe let's can you tell me what are the most important features? Scan, let's say out files. Also, I don't understand like the other agents use like @. Like, seems like people that make those kind of UX in the CLI are not CLI users. That's kind of how, like, why would you start a file system autocompletion with @? That's just weird. Okay, let's see. Like while it's working, I can maybe tell a little bit more about the UI. So you see in Tau there's like this one-line tool invocations. They are updated at real-time too. Can you run sleep 15 maybe? Yeah, you see it's this little sign here is showing that this thing is still in progress. It's the same for both the agent response and tool usage. I don't really see like all this animation spinning. It's just wasting battery life, if you ask me. Like me, maybe you have like the Mac machine all the time and your battery life is so great that you just love wasting it. But like, what is this project about? Honking and just blinking stuff. Just like, why? And all those wasted spaces and whatever. Yeah, let's see what the agent says. Process-oriented architecture. Yeah, I mentioned that already. So that has nice kind of benefits of being able to isolate, being able to run on different machines. Underlying, there's like a built-in little supervisor. So if agents get extensions get disconnected, they get restarted. And there is a special kind of a session even log rewind system, so the extensions can kind of bring themselves up to the same point in a session when they're started. So that works both for like the resume and restart. What is it? Extension system. So yeah, there are extensions. Shell file system, tool extensions. Okay, LLM backend, obviously. What you heard now is notifications. Both in Claude and in other agents, I have configured. Give me one sec. Okay. LM backend extensions. Okay. So I had to kind of do stuff about the notifications so they don't interrupt us. But I have this special notification system that can work over SSH. It's a little bit of gluing. It works kind of the same between pi and tau. If I stop doing stuff here, then actually I just disabled notifications, so we're not gonna see it. But I'm gonna get like a summary of what was done on a given session, and there are sounds every time I tell agent something to do and agent is done. Because it's pretty common that I leave the agent for a couple of minutes to do something, and I check on Slack or emails or something, and I want to be notified when it's done. Yeah. So where were we? Backend extension. Yeah, so the backend can handle local LLMs, can handle OpenAI providers. It's vibe coded the Claude's API, but I never tried it because I'm afraid I'm gonna get banned, and I'm still using the subscription on Claude. What do we have? Delegate. Okay, so I have a little delegation kind of subtask tooling extension built in, mostly to verify that it's actually working. Policy. Yeah, I actually need to develop this like policy stuff, so it should be possible to tell which extensions can do what, or at least have some profiles. Not implemented yet. Caching works. I mean, that's, yeah, like you don't want to waste your tokens or subscription rate limits or something. So, yeah. Prompt ergonomic. Okay, yeah. So I have a lot of nice prompt handling function, right? So you see a prompt, right? I can go up, and I can go down, and I can open the. Oh, this is the wrong version, right? I didn't build it on this system yet. Okay, let's shut it down. This is a debug version now of Tau. As you can see, it also starts instantly. Okay, let's tell it something to do, and I can write the prompt here. I actually should kind of implement the VI mode now that I think about it. Let's write it to the to-do file, right? Input prompt handling VI mode. Maybe Helix, because I'm a Helix user. Why not? Yeah. Anyway, so I can quickly open the prompt editor in my configured editor, right? So Helix opens, and as you can see, it even opens right in the place I was at the prompt, and it also shows me the kind of a document under, kind of like Git or some other tools will show you some information below, just because it's useful, right? So let's say I want to refer, okay, right, let's copy this. Oh, come on. What am I doing? Okay, all right, then I can write something to the agent, la la la, blah blah blah, and I could ask questions or delete some parts and tell it what to do, and then I write, and I get it here, and here I can also edit it, just like I would there. It's just your text editor is your text editor. It's gonna have features that no built-in prompt can. Okay, let's cut this. So that's kind of nice. I think I would love that to be in all CLI text editors. Cloud Code can open an editor with Ctrl-G, though it's not as nice as here, I must say. Yeah, what else do we have? Well, so I showed the kind of auto-completion, right? Yeah, there is a fuzzy finder. So why don't open your what is it, FZF? Yeah, I rarely pronounce it. And just, yeah, to complete your prompt, create main, whatever. Yeah, like, pretty nice. There are commands, I would tell it to do something. There is some tree, kind of, so you can branch in a tree. It's not really fully implemented. It's functional. I don't really use it too much. Yeah, let's tell it to do something. Can you try the delegate tool and see if it works? Try starting 2 subtasks. Subtask each. Maybe tell each to look for some information in this project or online. Yeah, okay. Let's crank it. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, so there is like a simple delegation. There's a lot thing to think about. Or you can see that there is kind of a real-time updates on those. If the agent tells the delegate command that these are mutation free, then they can run in parallel, and then the agent extension will kind of serialize the request between them. So there is always just one request at the time. Maybe I should change it actually. But anyway, they will parallelize the tool execution, etc., between each other and share the backend to making requests to the, in this case, OpenAI. Yeah, so that kind of works. Maybe let's check out this this thing. Let's see what else I can tell. Okay, so you can just prefix. Oh, that's something I should show. So one thing I don't like about the other coding harnesses is like they put their stuff in home directory directly. That's just so rude. That's just rude. Dropping your dot files right in a home directory is kind of rude in this day and age. And also they just gonna keep everything here. It just mess up with the way I set up my system, because I actually have a lot of systems and I synchronize my dot files between them, so they're under revision control, and I just symlink them into right spaces. So for example, in Pi, whenever I change the model, it tries to rewrite its own config. Like that makes absolutely no sense. So Tau does think how they're supposed to work. So the configs go into config Tau. Local state Tau, right? The state goes into the .local state Tau. And if there was any doubt, but I don't think I don't have anything to put there. Everything, all the state in Tau is just the state. So this way, the configs are immutable. I don't have to. I don't have to worry about it, and you can. If you notice here, when I start a default terminal session, it runs in a bubble wrap. So it doesn't even see most of my system, and most parts that it does see are mounted as read-only binds. This is how I kind of separate those agents from my home directory and my system, just in case. It found something. So I do have a web search extension. So anyway, you see those two were delegated. This one was supposed to do some online Tau search, and this one was supposed to check on the features. Oh, partially. But one delegate run hit the provider tool handling error. Okay, something's broken. There you go, you see. Then maybe let's tell it to fix it. Hey, can you debug what went wrong with that LLM error? It used to work. I don't know if it knows it's session there, so maybe let's tell it. You can check on the session log if it's helpful. Uh-oh. How did that happen? That's also a bug. I was messing something here recently and it seems like I did send it, but it... Oh, maybe I just pushed the up button by accident. Maybe it's not a bug. I just kind of typed a little bit weirdly now that I think about it. Yeah, it's cranking. I don't know if it's just an impression because all tools executions in Tau are visible, where other agents, especially Cloud Code seems to be hiding. But it does feel snappier. Yeah, and you see the tool execution is kind of unified. You can typically see, what is it looking for, and you get the result with how many matches, how many lines of outputs it got, and how many bytes the total response was. So the agent is cranking there. I didn't mention it. You do have a context and kind of a cache statistics. I actually just reminded myself that I need to implement context compaction. I never hit the limit. Oh, you can hear you probably can hear that too, I think. When it's done, I hear this sound. I checked the file is real and the code is very clear. Okay, yeah. The first delegate sub-agent did something bad. It itself emitted 2 more delegate calls. Okay. Why would it emit another? Okay, nested delegate. I tested the recursive delegation, by the way, so it used to work. The missing only appears much later, so it was sent to APN while it assembled input contained the primary conversation result tool. That is invalid for response. Every prior function needs to. Okay, something. Okay, that looks like a bug. And that's weird because, well, maybe when last time I tested, I just didn't spot it. Relevant call, the parent may be mid-tool call, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the running Tau binary for this session is probably older. Whoa. I'm fine with a recursive delegation, but it's probably older than the checked out source. No, right. Let's hold on, let's try this feature. Yeah, let's do it. No, I'm running cargo run, so I must be running the exact same code that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see what it's gonna say. Yeah, it's gonna crank. Maybe I can tell it at least to try to fix it, just to show kind of the. Yeah, I wonder if I should give it a Python tool. I see it a lot that the agent is, whenever something is not trivial, it doesn't try to use shell scripts. It goes straight to Python. So I wonder if I should just give it a way to call Python and skip on some extra kind of noise here. I don't know. Okay, let's see what it says. Oh, I can actually open it like that now and get the highlighting. Okay, you're right. My other parenthesis was wrong. Isn't the current? Okay, well, no that. Blah blah blah. Nested delegation is that okay? Okay, I should really kind of look at this code and think about it. But for the purpose of demonstration, well, fix it and off you go. Let's vibe the fix. When it starts, oh, you can see there's a skill system. So I even have a skill search. That's something I deviated from the way other agents seems to be doing it. In Tau, the agent has ability to search skills by keywords. Oh, there you go. There are diffs. You can disable them, and then you just get to see, plus that many lines or minus that many lines. Or you can enable them and you get to see the diff. It's even, has colors, right? Not too lame, not too shabby. Yeah, so this thing is writing some tests. Make sure to run. That's my CI system. By the way, injecting kind of the, I think it's called steering messages into the ongoing prom works, and there is also cancel if you want, for whatever reason, to kind of stop the in progress prompt handling on agent's turn. Yeah, I never tried it on kind of when there is an execution of a long running commands. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I wanted basically to show you the diffs. There is what, yeah, so you can tweak the stats. What else is there? Oh, right, the thinking. So do we have it here? It's like, yeah, there's the stuff in gray is just those thinking messages that agents like kind of, I don't know, talk to themselves to make themselves think better, I guess. Currently I'm just displaying them in this kind of more gray color. Anyway, it says it's fixed it. Yeah, why not? Let's try it while we're here. If you're still listening, please exercise the delegate tool. Tell start 2 subtasks at the same time and tell each of them to delegate 2 subtasks 2. So there should be 2 subtasks and 4 subtasks. Total, maybe give each of them some instructions, like looking up something online or searching for something in this project. Yeah, just to see how it works. All right, delegate. I don't know, I'm kind of pleased with that. It just looks nice. It feels nice. It's fast, lean, kind of works. Obviously, there's still probably plenty of bugs. It's not perfect. I just started recently. I wanted to do something. I was switching here for some reason. And now I forgot. I confused myself. Yeah, those guys are cranking. Oh, I wanted to go through like config. So the harness, in the harness you configure the extensions. I even have this like dummy extension. You can override enable to true and false and disable anything you want. Oh, here interesting fact. So I'm running every shell command with a prefix direnv x exec dot, which basically makes the direnv reload the environment every time. This is useful when using Nix flakes like I do, so that any changes to the Nix flakes are reflected immediately in the commands that agent is running. Because I'm asking my agent to modify my NixOS system, or I'm asking it to make changes in normal projects, like bring libraries to the dev shells and stuff like that. So this is kind of handy and pretty easy to achieve. What is this? Right, CLI. You can disable logo, disable greetings. There's a binding system. So I'm using the override here to open my Helix editor with, Helix. You can run Helix like path and then row and column. So not every editor will support it. So by default, the default binding in Tau does not add those two, but it's very nice to have it, so I have it. All right, we're in the so I cannot even make modifications to those because I'm still in the isolated environment. All right, how did it go? It's still running. Yeah, let's look at this feature while this thing is running. Persistent event log. Yeah, event log is a very nice architecture. I kind of, the more and more of my projects have kind of a persistent event log. If kind of storage is not a problem, then kind of decomposing a larger project into pieces that inject stuff to the event log and react to new stuff in the event log. It scales very nice, makes mocking and kind of testing much nicer in isolation, and has a lot of benefits, gives you kind of asynchronous execution and stuff like that. Remote extension overs. Okay, yeah, so it's the similar way, like ours, prefixing each command here. You can prefix the whole extension to be run somewhat different than normally. Okay, support for reasoning settings. What is it? We're on like low? Yeah. This seems to be like hallucinated, or I'm confused about what it's trying to say. Anyway, yeah, built-in extensions. Shell, that's the extension that executes shell commands and does the file system access for the agent. So it can work remotely. That's kind of the point. Core agent is what makes calls to the LLM backend provider. Notifications is like a small extension that has ability to run a command on idle or when agent received the prompt and finished handling it, stuff like that. Delegate is just implementing this delegate feature that we're testing here right now. Yeah, it's a separate extension because it can, and then it's easy to disable, and I think people might be opinionated about how to handle stuff like that. And there is a simple kind of web search extension because it's useful for the agent to be able to look up, and it seems like Exa has kind of a free hosted service with some rate limits that are okay for my needs, like calling it once a day, really. There's a CLI, has commands, auto completion. Oh yeah, we have this. right? So you can do ls and agent is gonna get it with it next prompt as well. Or you can do two and then the agent will not see it, and you can kind of run something ad hoc without switching. Key binding. Yeah, so you can implement your own kind of fuzzy. Yeah, I even have a fuzzy finding on words. Let's look for session. Yeah, so you can kind of inject a path of a file that was matching something you're looking for. Why not? All right, Control O and is the editing your prompt in your editor. Diff rendering, thinking, reasoning, theming. Yeah, where's the theme? Oh, I should probably show that. Config. Oh, actually, right now there is just theme. So you can define your own, but I don't have my own defined. What I like is the default, right? That's the beauty of making your own harness, that it works by default how you want it to work. Session resume and detach. Yeah, so that's also thanks to the event log that is persisted. You can always just reopen and resume existing session, and thanks to the agent being kind of a daemon, you can reconnect or connect multiple times and stuff like that. I actually should, yeah, I need to play with it more because I don't really exercise those features myself enough. So they're there just as a kind of so the architecture supports them, even if they're a little buggy or something. Yeah. Oh my, what is taking so long? I don't know if it hanged or. Well, actually, I can tell that this thing is displaying updates, so this thing is still running. It's doing stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of done with my ramble. The code is out there. It's a Nix Flake, so if you want to run it, you can do, GitHub, DPC Tau. There's a mirror on GitHub. You can also use the longer version for downloading from Radical. And this will kind of build and start it for you. For me, it's already cached, so yeah. Or you can install it locally and enjoy. I even have a user that wrote some own extensions just to play with it and kick the tires. So it's working, and you can... yeah, there's a crate for, what is it, crates, which one? Proto, I think, and Tau extension. So this is just the protocol, and this is more kind of usable library for implementing your own client that will take care of serializing the serializing and kind of a main actually just serializing and deserializing and some basic stuff like that, and the types of most common messages. Yeah, I think this thing might have actually hanged. I don't know if it's doing something, or I have the event log persisted, so I can always tell another agent to do some debugging after the fact, which I use pretty often to figure out what's going wrong when I spot bugs. Yeah, that's kind of it. Thanks. Talk to you some other time.